Sisters, let me tell you about a hurt that sneaks up quieter than a cat in the night, but slices deeper than any kitchen knife, 'cause that's just how it landed when my own daughter, my Kendra, threw those words at me like hot grease from a cast-iron skillet. Right in the middle of a family brunch at my little spot in Decatur, Georgia, on a sunny Sunday in early fall. I was 58, feeling fine as frog hair in my sundress and pearls, passing the biscuits at the oak table I'd sanded smooth myself after her daddy passed, the one scarred from years of spilled Kool-Aid and homework wars. The air smelled of bacon crispin' in the oven and fresh mimosa bubbling in flutes, me splurging on the good orange juice from the DeKalb farmer's market, 'cause it was her birthday month, and I wanted it special. Laughter was flowing easy at first, her husband Marcus cracking jokes about the Falcons' latest fumble, our grandbaby Lil Jamal Jr. gurgling in his high chair with applesauce smeared like war paint on his cheeks. But then Kendra, my baby girl, 32 and glowing in her career as a marketing exec up in Midtown, leaned back with that wine glass twirling in her manicured fingers and let loose, "Mama, you gotta stop with these outdated looks. That dress? It's giving grandma vibes, and honey, at your age, you can't afford the frump factor. Time for a makeover. Botox, highlights, something to keep up with the times. We don't need folks whispering you're closer to Social Security than style." The table froze, forks hovering, my smile cracking like thin ice under boots. Her words hung there, casual as commenting on the weather, but they burned, mocking my age, my life, like I'd become a punchline in my own home. And just like that, the brunch curdled, and the regret. Oh, it came crashing back on her like a Georgia thunderstorm, but not before the pain carved rivers in my soul. Buckle up, honey, 'cause Auntie Lorraine's gonna walk you through it all. From the roots to the redemption, to understand the sting, you gotta go back with me to the soil where we grew, me, Kendra, and that unbreakable bond forged in the fires of single mama struggles down in ATL's West End. Back when crack vials littered the alleys like fallen stars, and dreams felt as fragile as the bus transfers I clutched to get to my shifts. I was 24 when she came kicking and screaming into this world at Emory Midtown, a tiny force with lungs like a gospel soloist, born on a Friday the 13th that the nurses swore was lucky, 'cause her cry drowned out the ER chaos. Her daddy? A trucker named Ray, who promised the moon from his rig, but delivered nothing but a faded Polaroid and child support checks that bounced higher than my hopes. He vanished cross-country before her first tooth, leaving me with a newborn, a 2-bedroom in Cascade Heights where the rent ate half my LPN pay, and a resolve harder than the red clay under our feet. "Just you and me, baby girl," I'd whisper in the rocker by the window, her head lolled on my shoulder, the streetlights flickering like fireflies through the blinds. Nights blurred to days of diaper changes on the bus to Grady, where I'd scrub in for 12-hour shifts in PEDS, dodging fevers and fractures while she napped in the lounge with a bottle of warmed Similac. Sold my Hope Chest linens for her first walker, the one with the squeaky wheels that echoed our hustle down Auburn Avenue. We scraped by. Sisters, government cheese in the fridge next to my ambition. Me enrolling in RN night classes at Georgia State. While she finger-painted at the center with crayons, I sharpened with a pocket knife. Holidays? Magic on a budget? Halloween's trick-or-treatin' in hand-me-down costumes from the thrift on Moreland? Thanksgivings at Cousin Tia's with her famous mac and cheese stretching the table. And Christmases where Santa's gifts came wrapped in newspaper. But the love, overflowing like the Chattahoochee after a pour. Kendra was my spark, smart as a whip, reading chapter books by 7, dancing in the living room to TLC tapes till her braids whipped like lassos. "Mama, I'm gonna make us rich," she'd declare, eyes big as biscuits, and I'd hug her tight. Rich in heart first, baby. The rest follows. By her teens, we'd climbed, me landin' head nurse at Northside, saving for that down payment on the Decatur bungalow, a cozy ranch with creaky floors and a backyard swing set where we'd sway till stars pricked the sky. She aced out at Southwest DeKalb High, full ride to Spelman for marketing. Me cheering from the bleachers with a sign bigger than my pride, college flu. Her comin' home summers with stories of mixers and majors, me slippin' her laundry cash with a wink. Graduated top of her class, landed at Coca-Cola HQ, climbing to manager by 28. Met Marcus at a HBCU reunion, him a accountant with a steady smile, and a Ford Explorer that didn't leak oil. Wedding was a dream. Lace and laughter at the Fox Theater, me walking her down the aisle in a sapphire gown, tears salt in my gloss as they vowed forever. Grandbaby Jamal Jr. came 2 years later, a chubby-cheeked miracle that melted us all. I'd babysit Fridays, rocking him through colic while she and Marcus dated nights at the Varsity or Vortex. Sundays, our ritual, brunch at my place, her unloadin' work, woes over quiche. Me advisin' with Auntie wisdom, climb smart, not fast. Honey, life felt full, me retirin' early on a pension plump from OT, volunteerin' at the senior center teachin' blood pressure checks, her family the cherry on top. But age? It crept like kudzu sisters. First the glasses for readin' labels at Publix, then the ache in my knees after gardenin' the azaleas out back. Gray threads winnin' in my locks that I'd twist myself with shea butter and stories. Kendra noticed, gentle at first. Mama, that new stylist in Little Five? Highlights could freshen you. I'd laugh it off. Honey, this silver's my crown, earned it. But lately, the comments sharpened. Side eyes at my vintage blouses from the Ann Taylor rack. Sighs when I'd skip the gym for bingo with the girls. Mama, you're stagnatin', she'd say over coffee at Java Lords, her phone buzzin' with Insta alerts. Trends move, get on board or get left. Stagnatin'. The word lodged like a bone in my throat, was I? After raisin' her solo, buryin' Ray's ghost, holdin' her through that miscarriage scare? But I swallowed it, 'cause mamas do. Pour love, patch hurts, pretend the pot don't boil over. That brunch Sunday, it boiled. We'd planned it weeks out. Her 33rd reset, she called it, with a vision board of goals, promotion, nursery redo, vibe shift for the fam. I contributed. Menu of her faves, mimosa bar with edible flowers floatin' fancy. Table set pretty, linens ironed, hydrangeas from the yard in a mason jar. Lil JJ cooed as I bounced him on my knee. Marcus grillin' me gentle 'bout datin'. Auntie Lo needs a king. When Kendra swirled her flute and struck. Grandma vibes. The room tilted, my laugh forcin' out brittle. At your age. 58 suddenly a curse, my sundress a shroud. Marcus coughed awkward, changin' to weather. I excused to the kitchen, water running hot over shaken hands, tears mixin' silent. She followed, casual. Mama, it was a joke. Lighten up, you know I love you. Love, but the mock. It echoed, amplifying every wrinkle, every ma'am at the Kroger line. Brunch limped on, but the joy? Drained like a battery flat. That night, alone with the dishes stackin' like regrets, her words replayed on loop, stirrin' a brew of hurt and heat. Paced the hall, the bungalow creakin' sympathetic, mind racing to every sacrifice, the shifts I pulled so she could study abroad in London, the ring I pawned for her prom dress, the nights I prayed her dreams wouldn't dim mine. Mocked my age? After I aged graceful for her? Fury flickered. Call her out? Or let it fester? Texted Faye, my rock and stone mountain. Kendra cut deep today. Age shade. Her reply pinged quick. Confront, sis, or it'll poison. Slept fitful, dreams of her toddler self calling me pretty mama, morphin' to her adult smirk. Monday dawned drizzly, matchin' my mood. Me at the center sortin' blood pressure cuffs when my phone buzzed. A group chat with the aunties, Kendra postin' a selfie. Brunch glow-up goals. Mommy makeover ideas, tagged me with a wink emoji. The shade public now. Heart sank, but resolve rose. Time to mirror back. Drove to Midtown that afternoon, traffic snarlin' on 75-85 like my thoughts, pullin' up to her glass condo overlooking the Beltline. Buzzed up, her voice cracklin' cheerful. Mama? Surprise! Door open to her in yoga gear, Lil JJ nappin' in the swing. Hugged quick, but I pulled back, eyes level. We need to talk, baby. 'Bout yesterday. Her face shifted, guilt flickerin' behind the smile. Sat on the sectional, views of Piedmont Park mockin' our disconnect. Those words hurt, Kendra, deep, mockin' my age like it's a flaw. She waved. Exaggerated, Mama, just pushin' you to thrive. I've thrived for you, raised you, built this. Now you shame the lines I earned? Tears welled in her, but mine held steel. Apologize. Mean it. She did, mumbled. Sorry. Didn't think. Hugged it out, but the rift lingered, a hairline crack waitin' to spider. Weeks ticked, surface smooth. Brunches resumed, but undercurrents swirled. Her posts? Subtle jabs, ageless inspo reels with models half my years. I scrolled silent, hurt festering. Then, Karma whispered. Her company holiday gala loomed, big promotion on the line. "Mama, help with my speech?" she asked over phone, voice sweet. I did, wordsmith in her pitch on evolving brands. But as I hung up, another buzz. Faye forwarded a viral clip. Kendra's co-worker roasting outdated execs in a TikTok. Face blurry but voice match in her shade. Coincidence or echo? Little did I know, sisters, the real regret was brewing. A storm that had hit her gala night like lightning. Forcing every word back down her throat with a vengeance that'd leave us both changed forever. The weeks after that condo talk dragged like a humid Atlanta summer, sticky with unspoken barbs and forced smiles that didn't reach the eyes. But I kept the peace, sisters, mamas always do. Patching quilts from the scraps of pride and pain, hoping time'd stitch the holes. Kendra's texts flowed regular. "Miss you, mama. Brunch soon?" With heart emojis and links to age-positive articles that rang hollow as a cracked bell. I'd reply warm, "Love you too, baby. How's JJ?" Swallowing the lump when her Insta stories popped. Her in sleek jumpsuits at networking mixers, captions bout reinventin' at every stage, the every landin' like a subtle dig. At the senior center, I'd vent light to Bertha over checkers. "My girl's helping us be modern but feels like shaman." She'd cluck, "Youth forgets, wrinkles are wisdom maps." Let her trip on hers. Wise words, but the mock echoed in quiet moments. Mirroring my reflection. Tracing the crow's feet from laughing at her recitals, wondering if grandma vibes meant I was faded. Forgettable. Backstory deepened the bruise. Kendra's rise wasn't solo. It was scaffolded on my steady. After Spellman, her first gig at a boutique agency in Buckhead paid peanuts, so I co-signed her lease on that starter apartment in Virginia Highland, the one with the clawfoot tub she loved. Worked doubles to cover her car payment when the Honda died junior year. Me driving the beater to prove we in this. When Marcus proposed, I hosted the engagement party in the backyard, string lights twinkling like stars, potluck spread from the Auntie stretching my grocery budget. Lil JJ's arrival? I was there every contraction at Northside, holding her hand till mine cramped, then stocking her freezer with lasagnas portioned perfect. "Mama, you're my rock," she'd say then, eyes soft post-push. But success shifted her. Promotions piling, circle widening to influencers with filtered lives, her advice turning prescriptive. "Mama, LinkedIn profile, update it." Can't look stuck. Stuck. After I unpinned her veil, buried Ray, held her through layoffs. The ingratitude gnawed, quiet as termites in the beams. Gala night loomed like a crowning jewel, or a tripwire. Coca-Cola's holiday bash at the Georgia Aquarium, black tie under whale sharks gliding ghostly, her big pitch for a youth-forward campaign, sealing the VP nod. "Mama, practice with me?" She FaceTimed midweek, script in hand, Lil JJ gnawing a teether in the background. I did. Late nights on the porch swing, mimosa mimicking her stage nerves, refining her opener. In a world of fast trends, we evolve timeless. Timeless. Irony thick. "Nail it, baby," I'd encourage, pride genuine despite the pall. She glowed. "Couldn't without you." But Friday, dress rehearsal at her place, she eyed my outfit. Simple sheath from Belk, pearls from Ray's last gift. "Mama, pearls? So classic. Try my earrings. Edgier." "Edgier," I demurred. "This is me, honey." Her sigh. "Suit yourself. Just blend." Blend. At 58, after blending lifetimes for her? Saturday, I prepped solo, hair twisted fresh, nails buffed neutral, driving the Accord to the aquarium in a light rain that slicked the streets like tears. Valet dropped me at the entrance, bubbles rising in the giant tank like unspoken regrets, guests milling in sequins and tuxes under blue glow. Spotted Kendra across the ballroom, radiant in emerald silk that hugged her post-baby curves, Marcus handsome at her side in bow tie. "Mama!" she waved, air kissing my cheek, her perfume. Chanel, my gift last Mother's Day, lingering sharp. Mingled awkward, her colleagues, young and glossy, chattin' NFTs and TikTok metrics, me noddin' polite over shrimp cocktail, feelin' the +1 elder. Kendra's mom? Wow, you look amazin' for... How old? A tipsy account exec slurred, eyes widenin' at my truth. 58 sugar. Laughter tittered, but her glance, pity. I excused to the ladies, mirror showing a woman holding court in her skin, but doubt whispered, outdated? Her pitch slot neared, 8:45, spotlight on the stage framed by jellyfish pulsatin' ethereal. She gripped my arm backstage, breath quick. Wish me luck. Mama. Squeezed back. You got this. Shine. She ascended, mic gleamin', voice steady as she wove the pitch. Evolvin' brands. Youth pulse, timeless twist. Applause swelled. VP nod all but sealed. Till the Q&A. A exec in pearls, older, silver-haired board member type, leaned in. Kendra, love the energy, but how's this timeless for diverse demos? Our mature consumers, women like me, 50 plus, feel sidelined and youth forward. Kendra faltered, smile flickering, then doubled down. Exactly. That's why we refresh. Outdated vibes don't sell. We need glow-ups, Botox boosts, to keep 'em relevant. No offense, but grandma aesthetics? Passy in 2025. The room hushed, jellyfish glow casting shadows long. The exec's face, stone. Mine? Crumpled, her words echoing our brunch like a bad remix. Gasps rippled, phones tapping discreet, viral fodder. Backstage chaos, Kendra descending pale, eyes scanning for me. Mama, you okay? But the exec cornered her first, voice ice. Young lady, that grandma dig? My demo's your backbone, loyal, spendin'. Rethink that pitch. Whispers spread, HR brows furrowing, colleagues shifting awkward. Marcus pulled her aside, murmuring damage control, but the clip, already circling Slack, Twitter threads brewing. I slipped out, rain heavier now, driving home with the wipers slapping rhythm to my pounding heart. Hurt, fresh, raw, but under it, a spark, her regret, brewing fast as the storm. Sunday brunch? Cancelled. Her text. Under the weather, mama. Rain check. Monday. Faye called. Clips everywhere. Coke ageism trendin'. Girls in hot water. I scrolled silent. Backlash pouring, sponsors pulling, the exec's LinkedIn post. Mock my age? Mock my wallet. Kendra's promotion? Fumbled. By Tuesday, her call came. Voicemail first, then live. Voice small. Mama, that Q&A? I panicked. Sounded like, our talk. The mock mirrored. Hurt then, hurts now, baby, I said, soft steel beneath. Words echo, she sobbed. Lost the nod. HR sensitivity trainin'. Help? Inner me ached. My girl tumblin'. But Auntie held. Help starts with sorry. Real. She did. Over coffee at my place, eyes red. I shamed you to fit in. Stupid. Hugged her then. But boundaries set. Grow from it, Kendra. Age ain't enemy, it's ally. Week unspooled to fallout. Media hounds sniffin', Coke's PR spinnin' misspoke. But the damage stuck. Her sideline to consult, ego bruised blue. Therapy nudged. Mine first. Unpacking the enable with a counselor in East Atlanta Village. You poured? She took time to sip your own cup. Joined her sessions. Mirrorin' hurts, her fear of fadin' pushin' the shade, my silence feedin' it. Progress slow, her deletin' posts, volunteering at the center with me, readin' The Gifts of Imperfection aloud on the swing. But karma deepened. Marcus ventin' private. Babe, that clip cost us the vacay fund. Tension cracklin' home. Lil JJ's first steps? At my house, her missin' for a meeting. Me FaceTime her tears. See what Russian costs? As November leaves turned amber, another twist brewed. Her reinvention pitch repurposed for a diversity seminar, me guestin' as panelist. Mama, speak on grace? She asked tentative. I did, words flowing fierce. Age mocks none, it's the canvas of courage. Applause thundered, her eyes proud wet. But as we drove home, radio buzzin' with Coke's apology ad, her phone pinged. HR email, probation notice. Mama, what now? The question hung. Winds howlin' outside. Would regret forge her stronger or fracture us further? Little did I know, the gale was just gusting up, ready to uproot the last weeds of her pride. November's chill wrapped Decatur like a shawl, winds whispering through the oaks in my backyard as if gossiping about the gales still stirring in our lives. That HR probation email from Kendra's phone glowing like a stop sign she couldn't ignore anymore. We sat in the kitchen that evening, steam rising from mugs of Bigelow Constant Comment, her favorite since girlhood. The bungalow's walls holding our breaths like old friends keeping secrets. Her face, usually so composed under that flawless foundation, was bare and broken, mascara streaks faint from earlier cries, hands wringing the email printout like a dish rag she'd forgotten to wring dry. Probation, Mama, 3 months mandatory training, inclusive language module. And the VP spot? Deferred indefinite, voice hitched, eyes lifting to mine, searching for the absolution I'd always granted free. But this time, the well ran cautious. Payne's teacher, not pacifier. Baby, I said soft, stirring honey slow into my tea, this ain't just a slip. It's a season. Words like yours? They ripple, hit shores you never see. She nodded. Tears spilling fresh, but under the sorrow. A flicker. Realization dawning like the sun burning off fog over Stone Mountain. The fallout deepened quick. Sisters, Tuesday morning coffee with Marcus at my table. Him awkward in khakis, explaining the home strain. Low. She's withdrawing, snapping at JJ over nothing. Scrolling feeds till midnight comparing herself to perfect mamas. I listened, heart aching for the boy caught in crossfire. Lil JJ's sippy cups littering my counter from their cool-off sleepover. She mocked my age to climb, I shared, voice steady, but the ladder wobbled. Tell her. Rebuild from roots, not branches. He hugged goodbye, promised to nudge her my way. Wednesday, she showed, solo, no lil one, carrying a bakery box of my fave red velvet from H&F Bread Co. Peace offering, Mama. We talked raw over slices. Her admitting the root, work culture, stay relevant or retire. Pushed it on you to feel superior? Superior. The word landed heavy, stirring memories of her teen sass. But this? Layered with adult regret. Superior to what, honey? The woman who birthed you, bathed you, believed in you when mirrors lied? Tears mingled with frosting, her hand in mine. I see now. Shamed my mirror. Therapy intensified. Weekly duos at the village spot. Our counselor, Ms. Rena, a elder with locks silver as wisdom and a laugh like warm cornbread, guiding us through the tangle. Kendra, that mock? Projection. Fear of your own clock ticking. She'd nod, journal scribbling. Afraid of becoming frumpy like society's lie. Me? Unpacking the poor. Enabled by silence, thinking love covers all. But boundaries breathe life. Homework. Her, a gratitude letter to my timeless self. Me, a solo spa day. No filter, just face cream and reflection. Progress peaked, her unfollowing influencers. Swapping jumpsuits for jeans that fit real curves. Reading Audre Lorde aloud on car rides. Age is no loss of power. But home front strained. Marcus confiding over phone. Arguments nightly. Low. She feels exposed, like the clips tattooed on us. Lil JJ clinging tighter to me at drop-offs. His Nana hugs balm to the bruise. Karma circled wider, mid-month. The Coke-ageism thread exploded anew when the exec panelist, Ms. Vivian Ellis, 62, powerhouse and diversity consultant, dropped a podcast, From Mock to Mirror, When Youth Shades Wisdom. Kendra's Q&A featured anonymized but the grandma aesthetics line. Dissected like a frog in bio class, calls for boycott rising from AARP circles and black women's networks. Coke's stock dipped a tick, PR scrambling with inclusion grants. But Kendra? Sidelined further, reassigned to legacy campaigns, pitching to mature demos she once dismissed. Irony, huh? She laughed bitter over Thanksgiving prep at my place, turkey thawing in the fridge, aunties arriving with sides. Faye pulled me aside, girls humbling. Lo, let her season. Dinner table grace, her toasting to elders' endurance, eyes on me misty. The family clinking glasses tentative but true. December dawned frosty. First snow-flurrin light on the beltline as we navigated the holidays, her probation's shadow-long but light-piercin' cracks. Christmas Eve service at Big Bethel, candles flickerin' like prayers, her squeezin' my hand durin' Oh Holy Night, whisperin' post-carols, Mama, you're my nightlight, always were. Gift exchange mornin'? Her box to me, a locket with our baby pics, engraved timeless roots. Mine to her, a journal. Reflections, age as Allie. But New Year's brought the blow, HR's final review. Piped via Zoom while I minded JJ. Performance concern, Kendra. Consider sabbatical? Sabbatical. Code for step back or step out. She called hysterical. Driving over in the sleet, collapsing on my couch. Lost it. Mama, all 'cause of that stupid mock. Held her then. Rockin' like infancy, but words firm, not lost, redirected. Use the pause to pivot. Inner ache, deep for the empire she'd built crumbling. But strength stirred, her regret. Fertilizer now, January thawed slow, her taking the leave. Unpaid. But unpaid freedom, with Marcus crunching numbers tight. Them Airbnb sittin' my bungalow weekends to cut condo costs. We co-parented close. Me hostin' playdates at the park, her joinin' center workshops on aging gracefully, sharing stories with elders whose eyes lit recognizing their own shamed selves in hers. Ms. Lorraine's girl gettin' it, they'd say, pats on her back warmin' as peach cobbler. Therapy breakthrough. Her letter read aloud, voice quaverin'. Mama, your vintage is valor, wrinkles from worryin' for me, silver from sacrificin' sleep. I mocked to mask my mess. Forgive? Tears ours mingled, hug sealin' it. Forgiven, baby. But remember, words wield weight. Progress bloomed, her launch in a side blog, Generations Glow, featuring black women over 50. Me first, in my sundress, pearls proud. Age? My superpower. But as spring buds nudged the azaleas, another gust hit. The exec Ms. Vivian, reaching out via LinkedIn. Kendra Hayes? Your story intrigues. Podcast collab on redemption? Kendra paled, forward in the message. Mama, face my mess public? Opportunity or ordeal? We waited over sweet tea on the swing, wine's whispering encouragement. Face it, I urged. Turn regret to roar. She agreed, recordin' raw, her apology unfiltered, my witness weavin' grace. Clip dropped viral, positive now, on Age-Elly trendin', Coke HR takin' note. But as edits finalized, her phone buzzed urgent. Marcus, voice tight. Babe, budget's bleedin'. Job hunt? Pressure mounted, her blog buzzin' but bills barkin'. The crossroads loomed. Would this pivot propel her or push her under? Little did we know, the final wind was risin', carryin' justice that'd polish her regrets to purpose. Spring's breath warmed Decatur's streets that April afternoon. Dogwoods burst in pink against the blue like nature's own redemption arc. As Kendra and I wrapped the podcast edit in Ms. Vivian's sunlit studio off Monroe Drive, the air hummin' with fresh edits and the faint scent of her Earl Grey steamin' nearby. Powerful ladies, Vivian beamed, 70 if a day, but vibratin' with the energy of a woman who'd turned boardroom battles into bestsellers, her silver afro a crown unapologetic. Kendra's raw, Lorraine's root, this drops, it'll shift narratives. Kendra exhaled shaky, laptop closin' soft. Thanks, Ms. V. Feels exposed but right. Drove home windows down, Kirk Franklin croonin', revolution, on the aux, her hand squeezin' mine at the light. Mama, this you pushin' me? Couldn't alone. Pride swelled, full as the magnolias bloomin' in yards we passed. We never alone, baby. Roots tangled deep. But home brought the headwind, Marcus waitin' on the porch, face-etched worry, Lil JJ toddlin' at his feet with a stick-horse gallop. Babe, bills talk, we're 3 months behind on the condo. Your leave's luxury we can't afford. Tension crackled. Her shoulders slumpin', blogs gainin' traction, sponsors comin'. But his sigh, traction don't pay PG&E. The crossroads sharpened quick, sisters, her job hunt rampin'. Resumes flying to agencies touting her evolved perspective, but doors slammin' subtle. Cultural fit concerns, one rejection read, echoing the clip's ghost. Nights, she'd pace my guest room, now her temp office, laptop glowin' till dawn, while I rocked JJ in the rocker, his soft snores a lullaby against her sighs. Therapy held us, Miss Rena probin' the pivot. Kendra, that mock freed you to fall, now rise authentic? She'd journal fierce, fears of fadin' fuelin' the shade, gratitude for my unfiltered fire lighten her way. Me, affirmations mirror side. Age allies, don't age out. Progress pulsed, her blog monetizing slow. Affiliate links to elder brands, guest posts from aunties like Faye sharing Silver Fox stories. Coke circled back tentative. Interim role? Sensitivity lead. Probation's echo, but a foot in karma's full circle spun mid-May. The podcast dropping like manna on a Monday morning. Agily exploding across feeds, Black Twitter buzzin'. Shares from Taraji and Viola's circles, Coke retweetin' sheepish. Vivian's network amplified. Invites to panels at the King Center. Features in essence on generational glow-ups. Kendra's inbox flooded. Offers from consult firms for inclusion training. Her pitch repurposed, from shade to shine. But the real bite? Her old rival at Coke, the tipsy exec from the gala, reaching out. Kendra? That clip? Cringe then, class now. Collab on my diversity line? Vindication sweet, but she shared with me first. Over collared simmerin'. Mama. Without your hurt, know this. We cried laughin'. Forks clinkin' toasts. June bloomed bold, her acceptin' the Coke interim. Salary bridge till full return. Marcus's relief palpable at Father's Day, grill out in the yard. Smoke curlin' stories of stumbles. Lil JJ's second birthday? Bash at the park, her balloon arch matchin' my vintage theme, pastels and pearls, no edgy overhauls. As Cake smeared his grin, she pulled me aside. See? Your style, timeless for him. Heart full, I kissed her forehead. Your heart, baby. That's the style. Blog evolved to brand. Generations united. Workshops co-led by us. Me on elder wisdom, her on youth bridge. First session at the center? Packed. Sisters nod into our duet. Mock no more, honor all ages. Bertha beamed post. Y'all queens. Crown to crown. Summer simmered to solid. Her promotion reinstated. VP with a legacy focus. Probation lifted like a weight off wings. Marcus and her renewin' vows quiet at Callenwold. Me officiatin' in my sundress, pearls gleamin'. I vow to see your full spectrum, she whispered in her words, eyes on mine. Grandbaby number 2 announced July 4th. Fireworks poppin' like our joy. Me? Lorraine's legacy formalized. Consults on family dynamics. Drawing from our delta. Pain to power. Now, fall's harvestin' again. Leaves gold as the lessons we've gleaned. Kendra's laugh ringin' free at brunches where age is anthem, not afterthought. That mock? Not malice's end, but mercy's beginnin'. Carvin' space for regrets to root into resolve. Sisters, when your child shades your seasons, don't dim, dazzle brighter. Age mocks none who wear it warrior. Regret? It's the rain that grows grace. Love loud, live layered, lift each other. Your timeline's triumph, not tally. Shine on, unapologetic. Did you like my story? Which city you listening from? Meet in comments. Super thanks keeps these comin'. Thank you. Check screen for 2 new stories. More on channel, subscribe. With love, Auntie Lorraine.